The Matrix is one of the most impactful movies that I've seen in my entire life. The action, the bravado, the coolness of it all. It was the very first documentary that many of us saw that changed how we perceive life as we know it. Yeah, I didn't really make a mistake there. Your ears didn't deceive you. The Matrix is not a science fiction movie. It's a documentary about our lives. Yes, yours too. Yeah, it had all those iconic action scenes, the slow motion, the trench coats, the cool glasses, all that 90s nostalgia. But beneath all of that, there was a coded message about the nature of reality itself and how it works. Morpheus offers Neo a choice: take the red pill and wake up to the truth, or the blue pill and return to the illusion. But here, in this world that you and I live in, the red pill isn't just a plot device. It is real. And the name of it is love. Because when you fall in love deeply, fully, you start to wake up. You become present. You see life a little bit differently. Colors seem brighter. Food tastes better. Time slows down just a little bit more. And for a brief moment, you're not just in the world, you're controlling it. That feeling, that's a glimpse of reality beyond the illusion. That's your signal from the universe that there's more out there and more there is. Much, much more. So stay right there and allow me to show you how to bend your reality. Because today, you're going to be my Neo and I'm your Morpheus. Dr. Bruce Lipton is one of my favorite authors, one of my favorite scientists. He's the author of this book, The Honeymoon Effect. This book didn't just change my perspective on life, it changed my life entirely. And it helped shape this entire channel. I came across his work a couple years ago, and it was his analogy about the Matrix movie that immediately caught my attention. Dr. Lipton uses the Matrix as a metaphor because it's really not that far from the truth. Our reality is not too different from the Matrix that's depicted in that film. A complex system of programs, algorithms running beneath our awareness, shaping what we perceive to be true, what we expect, and ultimately what we manifest. This red pill term that we hear about, it's been overused and abused over the years, but it means a lot when you really take a moment to absorb it. It all makes sense, just a little bit too much sense. I'll explain. When you fall in love for the very first time, you aren't just emotionally swept up. Scientists have shown that your body goes through biological changes. Dopamine rises, cortisol drops, oxytocin floods throughout your system. But it's more than just chemistry. Your awareness starts to shift. You're not just thinking of the past or worried about the future. You turn into the present moment, the right here, the right now. That's that honeymoon effect that everybody talks about, that Dr. Lipton also calls it in the book. And it's what happens when your conscious mind and your subconscious mind start to align with each other. And that's when you become hyper aware of what's going on right here, right now in your life. Everyone has been in a relationship where we were head over heels in love with someone, am I right? Then comes the honeymoon period where you're present, where they're present. Life is good. Time slows down for just those good moments, and you are grinning from ear to ear every morning that you wake up. Then a few weeks or maybe even a few months roll by, and now the spark ain't sparking no more. The communication is drying up. You can't get this person to call you, text you. Things aren't exciting anymore, and it feels like that person is pulling away. Well, it's not that that person is pulling away, actually. It's that your old subconscious programming may be rising up to the top once again, now that the stakes are high. Whatever that old story is, whether it's someone always leaves you, whether it's everyone cheats, or whether things don't work out in this day and age, that's what's the root cause of why the vibes are off all of a sudden. Take my client Mitchell, for example, who came to me last year after a catastrophic breakup in his life. I became his Morpheus of sorts and worked with him one-on-one to not just figure out how to do a bunch of techniques, but to use these laws to change his concept of self from the inside out. We didn't just identify his limiting beliefs. We called them out and we set him on a path to overcoming them. Within a few months, not only did he end up with what he now calls the best relationship of his life, with the love of his life, but he's well on his way to reaching new benchmarks in his business ventures as well, because entrepreneurship is wonderful and it's a part of this whole mechanism too. And if you're interested in making the right shifts in your reality so people can start seeing you the way that you want to be seen, check the description down below to book your free consultation to work with me one-on-one. But even if you don't want to go down the romance path, even if that's not where you're at right now, that's cool. But let's keep it 100 right now. We all have had different desires that led us to videos on how to manifest, how to get an ex back. It doesn't really matter how your journey began. But for most of us, it started with love, or more accurately, the loss of it. Something happened, something opened up. And in that space, in that time, you began searching, not just for the person, not just for the feeling, but for a way back to how you used to feel, a way to reshape your reality so you could feel that happiness that you got a sample taste of before. But guess what? This episode is not going to be strictly about love, but we can't simply ignore how most of us landed here on this topic in the first place. So stick around a little bit more and you'll gain something regardless, I promise. Because what we're really going to be doing here, regardless of whatever you're manifesting, is learning how to bend reality in order to experience what you want most out of it. But after all, The Matrix was also a love movie. Did you know that? Neo wasn't learning how to bend reality just to save himself, just to save humankind, but to also save Trinity, the woman that he loved. Let's get into how we're going to do just that. But if you want to level up a little bit faster, in this matrix of ours, I've created a free self-mastery video guide to walk you through just how and why to apply these concepts into your everyday life. Comment, give me the guide down below, and we'll send you the link to access it. Okay, so why dive into this now? Why even learn all of this stuff now? Why learn how the mind really works when you've already spent 20, 30, maybe even 40 years on this planet? You know what you're doing, right? Well, hear me out. Because most people are living on autopilot and they don't even know it. That's not just a catchy line to get your attention. It's not a metaphor. It's biology. It's science at this point. And that very same science shows us that 95% of our life is being run by the subconscious mind. Day in, day out, it's replaying the same programs, the same responses, the same patterns over and over again. But your conscious mind, that's where your awareness lives. That's your creative mind. It's where your thoughts come and go, where you plan out your day, where you think about what you're going to eat, or you're going to replay all those conversations that you had earlier. It's focused on the short term, the now, the just past, the next step. But your subconscious mind, that's where the magic happens. That's the programmed mind. It's your blueprint to life. It holds everything that you practice, everything that you believe, everything that you've accepted as normal. Take driving, for example. Think about the last trip to the store that you took or the drive home from work. Even if you're driving home from work right now, shout out to you. You might be listening to music, you might be thinking about dinner or listening to my very voice right now. But your subconscious mind, that's what's doing the driving. It turned the wheel for you at the right time. It hit the brakes at the right time. It used the turn signal, and please use that turn signal. Let me tell y'all something. Just the other day, some dude was in front of me over there, and you wouldn't believe.
This is a test.
Okay, back to the point. Everything is happening without you needing to think about it, at least consciously. At some point in the past, you downloaded the driving program from your parents or whoever taught you how to drive, and it's stored in your hard drive, your subconscious mind, along with your beliefs about yourself, along with all your assumptions about the world that you live in. All of that is together. That's what's going to execute all day, every day in your life. Because that's how the subconscious works, my friend. And unless you update those programs, you're going to keep executing them over and over again, and they're going to take you where they want to go, whether you like it or not. That's why manifestation doesn't work for some. It's not because it's bullshit. It's not because they are broken. It's because they have not been programmed to receive the desires that they want the most. But you go through a little bit of pain. Then something shifts. You decide that you want more. You want love. You want wealth. You want health. You want peace. You set your sights on it, but it doesn't show up as quickly as you hoped. So you start searching. You start digging. You start asking bigger questions. And somewhere along the way, you find your Morpheus, someone who shows you that there's another way, a better way, a deeper truth to this whole mechanism. And in that moment, you choose to take your red pill and you go all in. Because you didn't come to this life just to survive. You came to experience vibrations. You see, we're kind of like televisions in a way. We're not just receivers though. We're broadcasting signals out. Quantum physics shows us that everything is energy, invisible forces that some call the field, but other people call it spirit, that's constantly influencing the visible world. We're not just here to observe all that. We're here to create it. We're here to create joy, heartbreak, triumph, fear, bliss, whatever we want to do. We we have free will because these are the frequencies of life. And just like Neo learning to bend those rules of the matrix, you have the very same power to bend your reality by changing the frequency that you live on. Neo just wasn't some random name for a character. He was a symbol, a metaphor for your neocortex, the part of your brain that holds on to your vision, the decisions. It's the seat of your conscious mind. And your conscious mind is powerful too. But it's only in control about 5% of the time. The other 95% is your subconscious, remember? It's running the show based on the programs that you downloaded when you were young, from the last trimester of pregnancy all the way up until the age of 7 years old. Your brain is in a theta state. It's the very same state used in hypnosis and in deep meditation, and even when you used to play pretend as a child. In that state, you absorbed everything like a sponge. Good or bad. You learn how to love, you learn fear, you even learn lack. But some of you learned abundance, not through lectures, not through TED Talks, but by watching your parents, your teachers, society, and all of your surroundings. That became your program. So if you're struggling with one of these topics, with money, with love, with success, it's not because you don't really want it deep down. It's not because your subconscious mind wants it and you can't have it. In fact, that's actually your vision. But somehow your subconscious mind is running on a totally different program. But there's good news. If you are not satisfied with your life, or at least a part of it, you can change that program. Just like you download a new app on the App Store, you can install new beliefs through repetition and conscious programming. Visualization, meditation, affirmation, scripting, these aren't just spiritual woo-woo rituals. They are neurological tools, scientific tools, programming tools. Heaven isn't a place where you go after you leave this reality. It isn't something that you have to struggle for, that you have to hope for. It's a frequency, it's an experience that you can choose to live right now. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to get on the same page with your subconscious mind. Change your programming because you're the only one who can do it. And that's how it should be. When your subconscious programs are aligned with your conscious desires, life is going to stop feeling like survival and it's going to start feeling like creation. So no more trying to bend the spoon. Let's start bending reality. So moving forward, you're not going to beat up on yourself anymore if you've been struggling to master this. You're not going to beat up the messengers just because they're showing you how you've been programmed. You're going to beat down that program itself because now you know the truth. You're Neo, and now you're ready to fly. That's our discussion for today. Comment down below and let me know how you're going to change your reality after watching this very episode. Enrollment is now open for my 6-week self-mastery course. If you've been feeling the need to go a little bit deeper, beyond theory, beyond techniques, beyond surface level work, this is your next step. Over 6 weeks, you'll be working closely with me and my team in a private one-on-one environment designed to support real transformation. I know you're ready, so take that first step and book your free consultation call today through the link down below in the description and in the pinned comment. I am Sean, and you are neither here nor there. Thank you for your time.